Good morning, everyone. It's Michelle Jean from Michelle Jean Books coming at you with another video. So, if you seek knowledge, this is where knowledge begins. Now, if you hear noise in the background, my window is a little bit open and it's definitely cold here. Even though spring has begun, it's still winter for us here. Now, it's time for the truth to be known. Therefore, continue watching this video and keep in mind you will not like some of the things I'm telling you. Now, let class begin because you are in school. Revelations just mean to reveal as well as the end. So Genesis is the beginning, your alpha, and Revelations is your omega, thus your beginning and end according to the Bible of man. However, if you are of life, the true and living God, the Bible of man or men do not apply to you. The Bible of men or man applies only to the children and people of death. This you, as the children and people of God, need to know. Now, in this frame, it says Revelations 21 and 22. As you can see, this is not what Satan looked like, nor does Satan have a pitchfork, thus the lies of man. Satan was and still is a man, a very handsome man for that matter, who is white. This is how I saw him in the beginning of my journey with God, and this is how I'm telling it to you. I'm revealing it to you. And I did tell you what Satan looks like in The Mark of the Beast Clarified, as well as in some of my other books. Trust me. If you were to take all the handsomest men or males of earth and put them together to make one fine ass looking of a man, that individual could not compare to the beauty of Satan, because Satan is that hot and fine. As a chosen, trust me, you would be led astray if you did not see his mark. And no, Satan's mark is not in his forehead. So know that. But yes, as a chosen, you will and could be carried away if you are not strong enough or if you did not see his mark. That's how handsome and fine this man is. Now, Revelations 21, know that the realm of God is not here on earth, because earth is truly not clean enough. Therefore, the only people that can go see God and reside with God are the children and people of God, the saved. Further, no human or spirit can take their physical and spiritual hue up to see God. You have to be changed from your physical and spiritual hue. How I saw this being done is via an operation you receive in the spiritual realm. Thus, the song that a lot of us grew up in church hearing, "We shall be changed," that song is true, but it's not in a twinkling of an eye. It's an operation that you actually get that changes you. So you have to know this as well. Also know that God has and have no angels. No, absolutely no one can see into the realm of God, because we are not clean enough physically and spiritually. There are no gates to God's kingdom, nor is there a north, south, east, or west gate. So that aspect of revelations when it comes to God is false. There could be gates in hell, and maybe that's what it's talking about, the gates of hell, but there are no gates in God's kingdom. And no one can say God's kingdom is made of diamond, gold, or clear glass, because, like I said, absolutely no one can see in the realm of God, because physically and spiritually we are not clean enough. And If you are not clean, God cannot give you certain things. God cannot let you into his kingdom. You have to be clean, because all to do with God have and has to do with cleanliness. You have to be clean. You cannot be dirty. God do not deal in anything or anyone that is fully and truly dirty, period. So know the truth. The cross that you see, and you'll see it on churches, are tattooed on some people. It's called the cross of death. You have some people have tattooed on them like that, or you have the cross inverted. You can invert the cross. Now, if you're God, well, Jesus for some is God, and for some, Jesus is the Son of God. If Jesus was crucified on a cross, according to man in your Bible, and Jesus is God, why are we still alive? If God died, everything would have died along with God. There would be no you and me. There would be no earth. There would be just a void. Nothing would be in existence. Absolutely nothing. So know the truth of what you're reading, what you are teaching. Know that if you are a child of God, one of the saved, you cannot be crucified on a cross. Yes, you will have trials and tribulations, and yes, your enemies will try and hurt you, but God will never ever sacrifice a child of life unto death. God do not believe in human and animal sacrifices. So know what you are getting into. Okay, and like I said, yes, although you are chosen by God, you cannot see into the realm of God due to cleanliness. And every chosen and messenger should categorically know this without end. Listen, just as earth is immeasurable, absolutely no one, whether human or spirit, can measure the abode of God. It is more than categorically forbidden and impossible. Yes, there is a crystal city that a black woman in white clothing guard, because I've seen the crystal city. However, I did not see inside the city. And no, the measurement and when it comes to earth, the measurement that man gave you, saying that they've measured the earth, is truly wrong. And yes, Mother Earth truly did not like man saying they've measured her, because she, Mother Earth, is expandable. It is humans, us as humans, that do not know that earth is expandable. Earth can expand, but due to our sin, the sin and sins of humans, earth cannot expand or give humans more time and space, land to continue to destroy her. So, yes, as you see earth now, earth can be bigger. But we're we as humans, we sin. We've done so many vile things here on earth. Plus we destroy earth. We put chemicals in her. We bury our dead in her. So earth, she can't expand, and she will not expand for humans, because like I said, we destroy her. We do not take care of our environment. All the good things Mother Earth has given us, all we as humans have and has done to her, is given her all that is nasty in return. So if you're giving her all that is nasty, why the hell would she want to expand for you to for humans to continue to destroy her? No, she's smarter than that. Come on now, you know. In this frame, it talks about temples and churches. Now, know for a fact without doubt that God do not have temples or churches. Therefore, truly know what you read, teach, and preach about the true and living God. Know the book of life is not the Lamb's book, but God's book. So yes, many things written in Revelations 21 is bullshit, false. Okay, The book of God cannot be the Lamb's book. And we cannot say, well, God is the Lamb, because God is not the Lamb. And you cannot bring animal characteristics to God despite lambs being peaceful or whatever. No, you cannot refer to God as a lamb. That is categorically wrong, and that is something that is of Babylon. Okay, so no. Revelations 22. No, everyone have or has a tree of life. So Revelations 22 talk about the tree of life. And everyone here on earth have and has a tree of life. Now, in order to understand the trees, you have to know about the mountain of God. The mountain of God is critical to life and to the chosen of life. Remember, the mountain of God is critical to life and the chosen of life. Thus, you were told that Moses went upon the mount to receive the commandments of God. Now, on the mountain of God, there's no fire. God do not deal in fire. Hell deals in fire, or death deals in fire, but life, the true and living God, cannot deal in fire, because there is no fire where God is, and there's no fire on God's mountain. So you need to know that. Also know this mountain, the mountain of God, is not a physical mountain and or place. This mountain is a spiritual place for God and the chosen of life. So know the truth. The mountain also represents the different nations here on earth. Now again, with the forehead marking, this is more than a categorical lie when it comes to God. God did not mark anyone in their foreheads, nor can God mark anyone in their foreheads. Spirits, or the children of God, cannot bear marks. God is not death, nor the God follow the nor do God follow the traditions and markings of death, man. So remember, when it comes to marking the children of life in their forehead, that is a categorical lie on God, because no one, no human or spirit has and have seen into the realm of God, because we are not clean enough and God deals in cleanliness. So for someone to say that the children of God is marked in their forehead is a lie. They're saying, well, oh, I've been into the realm of God. No, if you are dirty, you cannot go into the realm of God. You have to change. And no one here on the face of this planet has changed physically or spiritually. So know the truth of God. Know what you're reading, know what you're preaching, know what you're teaching. This frame is like, for some, this is your darkness if you have more sin than good. Verse 6 of Revelations 22. God has and know that God has and have no prophets or angels. And I wish people would, and the Bible would stop lying on God, saying that God has angels and prophets. God do not profit off anyone. Death is the one to profit off humans due to our sins, the sin and sins each individual human do, as well as the sins and sins each individual human do as a collective. So as a collective of people, your sins, death profit off. God cannot profit off life, because God gave the children and people life. So God cannot profit off your life. Now, when it comes to prophets, I'm not going to take this back. And some of you are going to say, oh, how dare you say that? Well, I'm telling you the truth. Prophets are murderers. Yes, I will repeat it. Prophets are murderers. Prophets are murderers that break all the commandments of God. Prophets go against life. Prophets go against everything of life. Therefore, God have and has absolutely nothing or anything to do with prophets, nor are any prophet or prophetess saved. And no, if you were to go back to Moses and you said, well, Moses killed, that is a damn lie. That is a categorical lie that was told on Moses. Moses could not kill, nor was Moses a man. Hallelujah. Moses was not a man. So Moses could not have killed. Know that for a surety. So, yes, the Bible lied on Moses. If Moses slew or killed someone, God would not have chosen Moses to save his people from the clutches of Babylon. So, yes, the Bible lied on Moses as well as it lied on God. Again, so all to do with the Bible are lies. The Bible of man defile life in every way. Thus, for me and for God and for the children of life, the Bible is the book of death. If all that is nasty and unclean, it's not if, all that is nasty and unclean is in the Bible, and it is all that is nasty and unclean that the Bible tells you to do. And humans do it and follow it thinking that they're following God. And where does that go? Because this video is going to be a long video, and I don't mean for it to be so long, but it is long, so bear with me. Okay? Now, prayer, we say, is key. Now, one of the things that you need to know, bowing down to the earth to pray is an abomination unto God. You are sinning yourself when you bow down like this to pray, or if you're in the church and you go down on your knees to pray, you are committing a grave sin. You are an abomination unto God, and God will not and do not have anything to do with you, because you're not praying to God. You're praying to everything. You're bowing down to everything that is filthy and nasty, because when you look at it, we put our dead in the ground. We put feces in the ground. We put chemicals in the ground. We throw dirty water on the ground. Dogs and animals poop on the ground. So you cannot bow down to pray, because within the earth we put all that is nasty in it. So when you bow down to the earth, you are praying to all that is nasty. Now, if John fell down to worship at the feet of the angel, then John would have blasphemed. And yes, God would have rejected John. And once again, God have and has no prophets or angels. Now, if the angel told John lies of the prophets, then John should have known that he was talking to death and or the death angel, well, more specifically, a demon. Because it is demons. You need to know about demons and what demons do, what demons are capable of. Well, a lot of people say when they do wrong, well, Satan made me do it. Satan cannot make you go against your will. Satan cannot tell you to do wrongs. So know the difference between a demon and Satan. Demons are the ones that tell you to do wrong things. Demons are the ones to egg you on. Demons are the ones to say, go ahead, God don't mind. Thus, it was demons that wrote the Bible of man. Because within the book, within that specific book that you are reading, whether you like to know it or not, you are committing sin. So therefore, the Bible was commissioned by a demon and written by demons to deceive you. So know the truth. Know that when you go down on your knees to pray, you are taking yourself away from God. You are telling God that you are praying to all that is nasty, so God do not look upon you. So know what you are doing. Revelations 22, verse 11. Know this, and categorically know this without end or doubt. Life cannot interfere with death. Thus, female black death. If you are a chosen of God, if you are a messenger of God, you cannot interfere with death. If you do, female death will kill you as well as sink the land that you are in. So know for a fact without doubt that life cannot interfere with death. So as a chosen of life, you have to be careful. We have to, and or the chosen have to leave death's children and people alone. Life cannot take from death, however, death take from life. Now, I'm going to say this. If Jesus was the Son of God, Jesus would have known this. Jesus would have known that he couldn't go out there and preach to the people. He couldn't go into churches because churches used to be once upon a time before for what they are known now, or well, like was the whorehouses. It was a place to go to whore, and you know what? Until this day, the church is where people go to whore, sell themselves, sacrifice themselves unto death. And do not say, "How dare me," because it's the truth. You know it's the truth. How many are in church, especially in some of them black churches, and they have their wives and their husband at home. And some of the wives, they treat the pastor so good, sleep with the pastor. And when it comes to their husband, they can't do all the goodness that they do for their pastor. They would never do it for their husband. How many wives cook the best of the best? And then when pastor come home, it's the pastor that get the choice of the food, while your husband get the little leftovers. So churches aren't clean, and the pastors of the different churches aren't clean. When you pay your tithes and offering to the church, you're paying death to kill you. You're making death, the children and people of death, rich off you. So yes, you pay to die. You're paying to die, literally. Onwards I go. Revelations 22, verse 16. Now, from it said, Jesus sent his angels to testify these things to the churches. This should be a big red flag, especially for you. Well, the children of people of life know this, that this is a big red flag. Jesus cannot send a messengers or any chosen of God to the whorehouses of death, which is the churches, to testify, preach, teach, give messages of God, and more. Every messenger and chosen is more than categorically forbidden to go into the domain of death. The different churches, so know that to be true. You cannot go into the churches because God does forbid you. You are forbidden to go into any church. Any messenger or chosen that go into the different churches of sin and death, no matter the denomination, have and has sinned, defiled self, went against God, and God walk away from them. So death, that messenger that do that, anything can happen to that messenger. So death can kill that messenger at will. And I've told you about black female death. She's the one that the messengers of God have to look out for. So when you go into the church, the different churches, as a messenger or as a chosen, you are sinning. God walk away from you because God you're going against God. You cannot take the children and people of death to God because they have not life. Some would say they're soulless, but they have not life. God has not given them life. Therefore, it's good to know about life and the breath of life. And life and the breath of life, I'll get to cover in a video so that you will know the difference between the two. Yes, I've talked about them in life and life in my different books, but hopefully I'll get to speak about that um, in a video soon. Now, Revelations 22, verse 19. This picture here that you see is not the Savior for anyone in life. This is the image of your false prophet and a false Savior. Your Jesus is truly not of God, but of death. God would never ever give life unto death because death has and have no part or parcel with the true and living God. No one dead can go up to see God. Death can't even go see God because in the truest of sense, not God. Death protects God. Death protects the children and people of God. And when I say this, don't, oh my gosh, no, you're wrong. When I say this, I'm saying, and this is the meaning of it, when I say death protects God and death protects the children of God, it means that death ensures that all who have more sin than good cannot go up to see God and will not go up to see God. So, in this sense of the word, death protects God. Death protects the children and people of life because death is whom that kill the spirit of those who have more sin than good so that they cannot go up to see God. So, know the truth. Know that each sin come at a cost. There's a penalty for each sin. So the more sin that you do, it is the more time you are racking up and building up in hell. Therefore, I told you in the book, the new book of knowledge written by Michelle and Lovey God, the different penalties for the different sins. So therefore, get those two books because there's two. They're available on Amazon, Lulu, Barnes and Noble, anywhere you can buy on books online. They should be there. Onwards I go. And yes, I did plug the book because you need to know the cost of each sin. Because a lot of people do not know that each sin come at a cost. We always say, we were told the wages of sin, which is the pay of sin, is death, but truth is life everlasting. So if you do not have truth, you cannot live. You must die. And a lot of people, like I said, do not know that each sin comes at a cost. People say, well, you just go to hell and die like that. No, you have to spend time in hell. Yes, you have to spend time in hell. So get the book. It tells you the cost, and you can tally up your sins and know how much time you will have in hell. Listen, as humans, children and people of God, do not worry about the wicked and sinful person. I'm telling you this right now. Sorry, do not worry about them. Do all the good that you can to save you because there is more to come here on earth. But do all the good that you can. Worry not about the evil that that person is doing to you. Worry not about how they're trying to harm you. What I will tell you is pray, continue to pray. When God is with you, when God gives you life, absolutely nothing on the face of this earth can harm you or kill you. Have your music too that will lift you up. There's a song, and I'm going to plug this song by Fred Hammond, No Weapon. Know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper once you have God, and God is with you. 2022 has been a trial and tribulation year for me and a lot of people. Trust me, it's yo-yo. But in all I do, I cry out to God. Yes, it's painful, but I cry to God, and there is help. Help is coming. Continue to pray good. Lash out of God if you're a child of life and you have a good relationship with God. Lash out at God and say, God, you are not fair. Why is this happening to me? You can't take it anymore. And trust me, within a day or two, you know, God will answer you. God will relieve all of your pain. This I know. Okay. And I'm going to continue on um, to the next frame. Now, this says, God will not, and please trust God. Trust God, trust God, trust God, and know God will not take away anyone's life from them. God do not take life. The only way for our life to be taken from us is when we sin. The more sins that we do, is the more we are taking away life from us, thus taking away God from us. Now, no, oh God, no, no, just know and trust God that God will not take away anyone's life. If you do not agree with the lies of the Bible of man, God cannot and will not take away your life because God did not approve the book. God did not approve the Bible of man or any Bibles of man whatsoever because the Bible of man is based on lies. There is so much lies in it that it is unbelievable to say. It's just unbelievable how people can tell lie on God like that. I don't even want to get into it because it just hurt. It just hurt when you think about it. When you think about God, if you are true to God and you think about God, you will know what I mean. You will know the pain and you want to cry. You want to cry and say, oh my God, somebody can hate God that much to write so much lies about God? I'm sorry, everyone. Also, know God did not ordain the Bible. God will never ever take away any portion of your life if you have stopped practice lies. Lies are not truth. Lies are sins. So, sorry. God will not take away any portion of your life if you have stopped defiling self with the lies of the Bible. The Bible of man is not God's book, nor is the Bible divinely inspired. The Bible of man is a true sin against God because the Bible, no matter the denomination, take from God life. So it is the Bible, all the wrongs that you believe in when it comes to what they tell you about God, that take you away from life. So if you were to say, I'm not going to church, I'm not listening to the pastors, I'm not going to forget that book, the Bible, God cannot sin you for it, and God will never sin you for it, nor will God take away the portion of your life. Know that when you stop believing in the lies of the Bible, when you stop listening to those deceitful preachers and pastors teach you about life, you gain life from God. Listen to what I said. Listen carefully and know it to be the truth of God. Once you put away the lies of the Bible, you stop believing in the lies of the Bible, you stop going to church and paying them to deceive you, you will start receiving life from God. God will add to your life. Okay, God add life to you, not take life from you. When you put away sins, you're saying to God, well, I don't want to sin no more. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for us not to sin in some instances because as chosen, we do sin. As messengers, we do sin. We're not perfect. But know That when you put away lies, you put away the blasphemy of what you're told in church, and go directly to God for answers, God will add to your life. All that you need to know, God will answer you. You have to know how God answer you. God speak, and I've said this in many of my books. God speak. It's just us as humans that do not know how God speak to us. God have a voice. Though God speak and speak rarely, God will answer you. Yes, God will answer you in his own voice. Or God will let you know or give you the message in the form of a movie, reading a book, or even some of these videos. But God do answer you. So let no one tell you that you need an intercedere to go to God. God don't need no one to speak for God. God can speak for self. In all that you do, if you want to know God, you have to put away lies. It takes time, yes. It takes time to build trust with God because you've been taught so many things. You've been conditioned in lies. But once you know the truth and God is showing you some things, you will be marveled. You will be marveled. Trust me on that. You will be marveled. All the knowledge that you seek, that I'm teaching you, and more will be opened up and revealed to you, and you will be shocked. Trust me on that. Now, like this says, the Babel of man is a true sin. Now, when you say prophets, you are acknowledging the lies of the Bible because you are saying categorically that God is a demon, a liar and murderer that cannot keep his own word. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not have graven images. However that went, thou shalt not commit adultery. Now, listen to me carefully. If God told his prophets to kill, then God would have murdered also. I repeat, if God told his prophets to kill, then God would have murdered or have been a murderer also. And that if God told his prophets to steal, then God would have been a thief also. So know what you are reading, what you are saying. If you say the Bible is the truth of the true and living God, then you have condemned yourself to death. And God, trust me on this, God have and has absolutely nothing to do with you. God cannot give you laws and then turn around and break it. Like I said, if God told his prophets to go out there and kill, God would have been a murderer. Now, as for the black race, you know, this is why blacks and others have has and have defiled life, because the Bible of man, or the Bible, was not meant to save, nor does the Bible save anyone. So the Bible of man wasn't meant to save you or anyone. The Bible of man was meant to kill you, to deceive you, so that you can do all the wrongs in the world. You break all the laws so that you cannot go up to see God. So we defile ourselves with the lies of the Bible. We defile our children with the lies of the Bible. We defile our future generations with the lies of the Bible. So the truth of God cannot be found in the Bible. Therefore, the Bible causes us to sin reckless and rude, as well as lie on God. To believe God break his own laws is a sin. Like I said, God cannot give us laws and then turn around and break it. It's impossible. God is not a demon. It's demons that tell you to say, go out there and kill. God cannot tell you to kill. Cannot. God give us laws and then turn around and break it. Think about it. Tell his prophets to go out there and kill. So what is God then? Tell me. What is God if God did that? So think and know. Truly think and know. As you can see, oh, I like this picture. God cannot break his own laws. Because the Bible of man more than categorically lie on God by saying God break his own laws. This this book, which is the Bible, and the writers of the Bible, has categorically told humans, so as man having has sinned, God has and have sinned also. And put it in vice versa. You can also say, as God has sinned, so has man has sinned also. Humans, man, men are sinners. Therefore, God, to them, who that wrote the Bible, to the people that go to church, the people that that say they are so holy, are sinners, are liars. You cannot lie on God. You cannot deceive people and think that God is with you. God is not with you. So, therefore, the children and people of God, the chosen, cannot acknowledge the Bible or believe in the lies of the Bible. When you, as a children, or a chosen, or the children, and the children of people of life acknowledge the Bible and say, yes, it's the truth of God, you are lying. You are taking your life away from God, and you of yourself don't know this. You don't realize this. The biggest lie to ever be told is the Bible, and you need to know this. You're not saved with the Bible. Your children isn't saved. And if you hand down the religious teachings of the Bible to your children, they're not saved. And there's those children hand those lies down to their children, they're not saved. So from generation on to generation, from you hand the Bible and the lies of the Bible down, you are not saved. You are the ones to be taking your life away from God. God has absolutely nothing to do with you, because when you say the Bible is this, you are acknowledging the lies of the Bible. You are saying, yes, the Bible is right when it comes to God, when the Bible lie on God. So you're saying all the lies of the Bible is the truth of God. And that cannot be. Therefore, as chosen, every chosen should know that God will never, ever, ever let their children, let his children go into the whorehouses of death. No, for a fact. Therefore, you can't preach lies against God. You can't tell lies on God. The Bible isn't, well, it's a church that preach it. So the Bible is no different from the churches that deceive humans. You know, as the Bible deceives, so does the different preachers, teachers, deacons of the Bible deceive. Therefore, it is truly forbidden for any messenger of God or any chosen of God to go into the whorehouses of death, your different churches, and preach of God. You cannot take the Bible of man and say, yes, this is the truth of God, when you, as a messenger, know that it isn't. And God do teach you the truth. So know how God teach you, know what truth is, know what cleanliness is, and be careful what you preach and speak. Now, if you like this video, please share it, give it a thumbs up. And like all my other videos, I will tell you, you're not obligated to subscribe to my channel, because in fact and in truth, I'm not doing this for monetary purposes. In all honesty, I'm not doing this for monetary purposes. I now need to start educating you, and This is my means. For my books, I've written all the books that I can. I still have more books to write, but I'm giving myself a break. This is just my other avenue of educating you. So if you can share this video to other people, please do so. But by no means do you have to subscribe. But if you want to subscribe, please do so. It would be greatly appreciated. Now, your life comes down to choice. The choice you've made here on earth. Therefore, do all for your life. Do all to save you because you can. It's like with all that is going on um, in this world, um, do not worry about it. Do not put it on your head because it is not for you to put on your head. The devil's book or the book of death must be fulfilled. It has to be, and it is fulfilling itself. So, as children and people of life, God, do not take up the causes of the world or the worries of the world of what the children and people of death are doing. It does not concern you. Take a page. I'm going to give you a song. Drink Water and Mind My Business by Patrice Roberts. Drink water, mind your own business. God is protecting you, stay protected because it's going to get worse. More lands are going to be flooded this I know because I've been dreaming about water again. As to which lands, I do not know. I cannot tell you. If you need answers, go to God. If you need more knowledge, you can pick up any one of my books such as I Refuse, I Need Answers, God, The Mark of the Beast Clarified, Poetry My Way. I've got a series of books called Black Man Redemption. Um, oh man, there's so many books that I've written. So it's like I said, pick up any one of them from my early stages in my writing until now because it varies differently. And know that in most of these books, or a lot of them, you will find typographical mistakes and you will have well, some people will say it's punctuation errors, but my punctuation stays because how I write is how I speak. So therefore, in some of these books, you will get patois, Jamaican patois in these books. And yes, some of you will get cuss out. Trust me on that. So no, if you are of God, stay with God. God do protect. God is of life. God do warn you. And yes, I have to tell you about how God warned you too, because so many things have changed. So until another video, save yourself, take care of yourself, because I know for a fact there's going to be water shortage, there's going to be food shortage, and there's going to be issues with oil. So stay tuned to my other video because I'm going to issue a warning onto Africa as to what I see dream wise. So, Africans, listen, take heed, and know, truly know. Okay, guys, so take care until another video. Bye for now.